All right, I kept promising a video just about Cris, and I am here to deliver. Um, you know, I spent a week screwing up the trade, and I kept saying, "Wow, there's so many lessons here," and it's true, there are so many lessons there, but really, I think that it can all be summarized in under 5 minutes. So starting now, this is my Cris trade in 5 minutes. All right, so this one gun done gapped up and failed one time in the past. Had this little pullback. They put out a PR saying that they had phase 1 data about leukemia, and it was preliminary phase 1 data about leukemia. So I didn't give it that much weight. It was a one and done. I didn't take it seriously. So it gapped up. I was very proud of my entry. I got in right here. I grabbed a put. Why would I be proud of that? Let's see. How can I zoom in here? I was proud of it because I didn't chase the top and I didn't chase the bottom. It came up, came back down. I waited for a pop. I grabbed the pop. It didn't fail all day, and so into this next pop, I doubled down, and then it didn't fade for the rest of the week. So I trade options. I bought a put. Unfortunately, on this day, it had not had this kind of range, as you can see. And so the only puts available were $5 strikes at the time. And so at the time I grabbed the $5 strikes. And I honestly thought that it was going to just give up the ghost. Now, on day 2, as you can see, it did not give up the ghost. It continued to torture shorts all through extended hours, myself included, came back down, held this beautiful support line right here. So all of this consolidation here is now the base for this stock. And I coulda, shoulda, woulda cut it in here, but I did not. I held on to it, and my premiums dried up. So over time, on this day, by the fourth day, I think the premiums on my puts were worth $5, or people were asking $5 for them, and there were thousands of people just like me trying to sell them for $5 and could not. I did notice that this level held here again, the top of this consolidation zone, and so when it didn't break down on the third day, that was a pretty sure sign that it wasn't going to, and it tried many times to break down again. And I thought that with the volume fading the way it was, you can see the volume just disappeared. And I thought that with the volume fading, Cris would fade into oblivion. But there's something that I've come to learn, and that is that there's a requirement for effort in order to have a result, and selling is an effort. So if there's no volume, there's no result, and you can see that proven here throughout these days. As soon as the volume dried up, Cris just kind of stayed in this very narrow range, not doing much at all. And so selling volume is just as important as buying volume. That's one thing I learned. I should have gotten out in here I have to cut my losses quicker, especially, and not rely on time to bring the price down, because as you can see, time did not bring the price down, and all it did was bring the price of my contracts down. So I think those are the main lessons. If it's not doing what you think when you think it should, then get out. Like, this was a good opportunity to get out. This was a good opportunity to get out. I remember this moment, and I remember being greedy, or maybe not greedy, but it but not being willing to cut my losses here, because at this point my contracts had decreased in value and I was facing a loss that I didn't want to take, and so I wound up taking a bigger loss in the end. So effort is required for results, which means that selling volume is just as important for a down move as buying volume is important for an up move. Also, have an R, like have a maximum amount that you are willing to lose, and do not waver from that. Actually, I learned that a little bit late. I learned that today. I was willing to risk the 60 bucks on Cris puts that I spent, and it was a lesson well learned. But it was an avoidable loss, and I think that it's important to know your limits and know the limits of your chosen medium. So that's what I got. Thanks for watching. I hope it's helpful. I hope it helps me in the future when I come back and watch this. Have a wonderful day. Happy holidays. Bye.